As everyone knows by now, the recapitalization exercise for the insurance sector is complete. This, of course, is the regulator, NAICOM, and that essentially was, for a full 12 months from 2025 coming into 2026. This was signed into law at the end of July of last year. And this is, of course, this insurance sector in Nigeria Insurance Industry Recapitalization Act, that of course, and they had essentially 12 months to, apply, or rather comply with new capital requirements, which are larger for these insurance companies to be able to underwrite more risk, essentially. So 43 of them, reinsurance firms, have complied with this requirement. 8 of them are still under compliance review, and there's another 14 days for which this other 8 companies to complete that. So we had a full conversation with Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu about insurance, and he also touched on the 2025 financials for the Central Bank of Nigeria. So here he is.
Some other climes, some other financial systems that the insurance groups actually the bigger banks, the own banks. Yeah. But Nigeria is very totally poor cousin, poor second, not even second or third, maybe 5 cousins removed from the banking system. And you tend to wonder why. Depending on where you look at, the insurance penetration in Nigeria remains one of the lowest in Africa. Generally estimated at below 1% of the GDP.
Sub 1.
Is GDP. Yeah. And the reasons go far beyond the income levels as is the issue. They involve a lot of issues about trust, awareness, product design, distribution. Let's even look at the trust. Nigerians don't trust insurance companies. And that day that time I said it in the air clearly. And so many people believe that they collect premiums and don't pay claims. A lot of people say they find an excuse not to pay. Yeah. And the claim process is so stressful. One of the things, Ruth, you're going to know is that the premiums most times are paid or asked for or collected at times of happiness. You buy a new car, you want to insure it, so they pay a premium. You build a new house, you do that also. Now, those are good, happy moments. But the claims moments are times of sadness.
You're right.
Death, somebody's husband has died. He wants to claim the death benefits of life insurance. The car has an accident. Or the factory had burnt. So those are the times that Nigerians see the wickedness of some of these insurance people. And that's when they tell you, have you looked at paragraph 5, appendix 6, line 7, this, and then you're looking at microscope to try and read some of those things, So people don't trust insurance, So it's like who has that series of unpaid fire claims may prefer to pray against fire. Yeah. So because of a lot of Nigerians do, it's on my portion insurance. That's what God day insurance. That's what that is. So they also low financial literacy. Many Nigerians see, despite the lack of trust, many don't understand what insurance is about, how it works, why it's necessary. People would rather spend 50,000 naira on a new phone, but they still to spend a fraction of it insurance. I remember one time I bought a camera for my daughter abroad, and so leaving the shop, they said, just pay additional 3 or 4 pounds on this thing, and you get and that, of course, disposable income is also an issue, which is man never chop.
You want to give money to buy insurance.
You never pay school fees and other things and rent. The insurance will go do. And as I thought about culture and religious beliefs, God will protect us. Nothing bad will happen. Speaking about insurance, attracts misfortune for a lot of people. I don't talk about it. So a lot of people rely on family and community support. And of course, weak enforcement is another issue because there's about 5 listed mandatory insurances like third-party motor, buildings under construction, public buildings, employer liability, health, and group life. They are actually mandatory, but people use a lot of motorists use a fake insurance and photocopy the last one. Of course, poor customer service, which is where the industry. You remember that day? I think I had a discussion with the president of the Nigerian Insurance Institute on air, and I challenged him and said the industry needs to do a lot to win the hopes of Nigerians. But the initiative of the NAICOM is very, very salutary because we believe that if insurance companies are more recapitalized, it reduced those who just go and collect premium and never pay claims. Maybe a lot more professionalism will come into play. And the hike in the capital has been much. Life insurance will move from 2 billion to 10 billion. General insurance from 3 billion to 15 billion. And then composite, that's those who do live and non-live, move from 5 billion to 25 billion. And reinsurance was 10 to... So this is massive. One of the biggest capital increases the sector has ever seen. And we believe that it will reduce... eliminate those who are not very serious, those who can just come to collect premium. Of course, just like we did for the banking consolidation. And that's why I'm doing this. We're trying to talk about this because the insurance companies are a very important part of the financial system. Very important financial system. It's not just about the accident. It's also because of the fact that, look at a lot of bank security rests on insurance. Mortgages rest on insurance, cars rest on insurance. And they were given options of raising fresh capital just for the banks and the other ones. And this ended on 31st July. NAICOM has said they're not extending it. And for the 3 popular insurance companies have been cleared. We had that 10 not cleared, but the 8 of them are in process of, just like they do for the banks.
The banks, we had like 3 remaining after the recap.
And they're working on that, Insurance is not just about accidents, as I said earlier on. It supports mortgages, aviation, oil and gas. In aviation, you can't fly without your insurance. A lot of us, oil and gas, you cannot do a lot of things without insurance. So insurance is a very important part of the economic system. Without insurance, strong insurance, the banks are also exposed to, because many loans they depend on value the insurance. And the whole system is the winner, at the end of the day. So for the recommendation is for me like asking every commercial bus driver to buy a newer, stronger vehicle, before carrying passengers. The bigger engine does not automatically make the driver good. So the insurance companies must that. What is Nigerians, for insurance companies, the attitude is this way that, it's like rainy season we're in now. You buy umbrella to hold. Because you don't know what it's going to rain.
It's going to rain, exactly.
But Nigerians wait for the rain to start.
Before they can start
looking for umbrella during the rain. And I've seen a lot of people, clients, who lost a lot, who didn't insure, and they lost a lot fire. Well, people always believe that it can't happen to me. It's not my portion. And that has been the major limiting factor. And so we hope that they push it to the end. NAICOM will take it more seriously. Let's have serious players who have relied capital, and then the insurance industry will take its rightful place in the financial ecosystem. Yes.
Thank you so much for that breakdown. Look, the CBN released its 2025 figures. I mean, I know it's 2025, so it's over a year and a half ago. Any thoughts? I mean, gross reserves are up. Waves and means slightly. Why are you excelling? So, what are your thoughts on those figures? Just a general.
No, let me just make some general comments. Okay, and I'm a chartered accountant, of course, first order,
and an engineer by training.
Oh, by the way, you don't know that that's not what else also.
Oh yeah, yes.
I won't talk about on air.
A learned man. That's basically what we have with us here. Yes, go ahead.
Two things out there. The financial statements represent, a call, a result, or the performance of the management of an enterprise. This time CBN, over a period of time. And also, when you're doing what we want to do now, which is financial statement analysis, analyzing performance, it is the story behind the figures that really matter to us. Not just the figures in the absolute terms. The figures don't speak to you. It's what led to those figures. And so, for me, it will be a remiss of me to look at the analysis of those figures without understanding the starting point. It's impossible to fairly assess the journey. And I'm not in any way, I'm just being professional.
Of course.
Because you're going to be fair to the guys who are running Central Bank now and in assessing the performance of that 2025 account. And, so the best way to analyze the account is to walk through what the Cardoso people, CBN, inherited when they took over in September 2023, which was close to the beginning of the year 2024, and they were complaining. you remember inflation was rising rapidly.
Yep.
26, food inflation was up there in the roof, even higher. Asian rate crisis was even the biggest challenge they had that time. And remember, multiple exchange rates, FX shortages, huge unmet demands of FX. Remember the airline challenges also. And there was also a wide gap between the official and the FX parallel market. And businesses struggled to obtain dollars. And then foreign investors couldn't repatriate their funds. Remember also that was the inherited weak investor confidence. Yep. That's another thing they had there. Foreign investors were largely sitting on sidelines because of the FX issues and policy inconsistency. Also, the Cardoso CBN inherited an FX reserve under pressure. Yep. Gross reserve then still existed, but I've heard them say several times that the net reserves was less than $3 billion for a nation of 200 million people. And so that was so rebuilding FX reserve adequacy. High interest rate environment was also a major issue, and then a huge monetary policy overhang. Liquidity within the financial system was so much because of the the ways and means they are printing money and fiscal pressures were so much, and of course, do you recall? Declining confidence in Naira. If they pay a salary today, Rotus, I know that you rush immediately to go and change it to dollars. Everybody was holding, everybody was becoming an FX dealer. People knew the FX rates, rates more than anything. Many business prefer dollars in inventory and real estate. And of course, the FX market was distorted, and then credibility was the major issue. The issue was confidence. Can investors trust Nigerian policy then? Can businesses plan? Can the exchange rate stabilize? So the 2025 financial statements, Rotus, you hear me, I'm not yet going into rushing to figures, should be judged against those five key questions I want to put out there. Not just that did the CBN make profit. That's not what it is. It's basically, has inflation begun to moderate? For me, has confidence in the FX market improved? Has external reserve strengthened? Right. Has investor confidence returned? And has CBN become more transparent and credible? Which I give to them, because even publishing this account is a major thing, major achievement for central bank to be done that. So these questions provide the framework under which the analysis of the financial statements will be done. So I don't judge it barely on the figures, but also on this. Of course, there's so many angles to look at this. If we spend the whole day,
it's a 200-page document.
247 pages already. If we spend the whole day, we'll be able to finish it. But let me just speak on it. CBN is financially stronger from what I see, and but let me put out a warning. The warning I want to put out there is that analyzing CBN financial is not like analyzing Zenith or GTV
banks, right?
Or Access Bank or UBA Financial. They're completely different. A commercial bank is principally established to make profits, pay dividends, and grow shareholders' value. The CBN responsibilities include controlling inflation, managing external reserves, monitoring and exchange rate stability. So those are not issue currency. Right. So a profitable CBN, therefore, and I want to put that this, operating in an economy with uncontrolled inflation and unstable currency cannot automatically be described as successful. So if you look at the absolute terms on the profitability, meanwhile, there's high inflation, there's stability in the financial system, you can't say that central bank is very successful, So profit is relevant, of course, but price stability, reserve quality, monetary discipline, financial system stability are more important. Having said that, I know the day, one of my bosses say figures, figures, let's hear the figures, on total assets, of course, it grew up by 18%. Good. Bank-only assets actually by 18%. Group profit after tax grew by about 51%. Major. But bank-only profit fell. CBN owes an explanation on that. Why that happened. So I'm going to just pick on some issues, but we don't have the whole day on that. Interest income went down by 2.84%. They have to let us know what happened. Gross external reserves, which is one major achievement.
It grew by 5.
About 13.8%. Net foreign reserve grew by about, was down by, it was up. So net foreign assets went down. Claims of government, amount payable, capital reserves, small. So the figure showed that CBN balance sheet grew materially. That's major. So we'll give them that. And there's no time to start going through asset class by asset class analysis.
Yeah, I know.
So for me, therefore, I would say that if you allow me, I will just say something like this, Rotus.
Yeah.
That
I guess general.
Yeah, I get a difficult operating environment.
Yeah.
Inherited in September 2023 that they came in. The 2025 financial systems suggest that there are progress in 5 areas: stronger external buffer, reduce fiscal dominance, claims on government, improve group profitability for CBN, which is good, data publication and transparency, I talked about already. I improve macroeconomic backdrops. Inflation has been controlled, interest rate has been controlled, results have grown up, But there are questions to be raised that CBN has to answer.
Yeah.
One of them includes the way and mean. I've seen some people write up some things about way and means. It's still foggy.
Not too specific.
Very foggy. Yeah. Very foggy. Because way and means is the public needs a complete representation of that, not merely a statement that the balance is reduced. So that's major for the system. And me here, I don't end my programs without saying who CBN financial men help. Average Nigerians, how does it help?
Yeah.
So the 139 trillion CBN's balance sheet affect, how does it affect the price of rice or transport fare or rent? The important side is that the connection is indirect but important. Because a stronger and better managed CBN balance sheet can support greater Nigerian stability. And we know that everything in Nigeria is naira or dollar or naira or dollar
of everything.
You go even see dollar or naira or because we have a lot of imported inflation too. But Nigeria will judge the CBN less by accounting profit, by more of the prices they pay for the things they buy, the value of the wages, cost of borrowing. Do they have jobs, stability of the naira, and the confidence in the banks, and that's very important, for us. So overall, I would say that the crisis is over.
Yeah.
We'll have some stability.
But there's still work to be done.
Growth.
Economic growth. That's what people can eat.
Economic growth, that's what people can eat.
All right, business analyst Chika Mbonu there talking insurance and the 2025 annual report from the Central Bank of Nigeria.